So let's talk about the secret, how scalpers are able to get their hands on pallets of Pokemon cards while some stores can only get a few. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. You're watching the channel Dr. Applesauce 2. My name's Will. It's another beautiful day here in Texas. I hope you guys know that I love you, God loves you, that there is an awesome plan for your life. I want to talk about something that a lot of people really don't have a deep understanding of, and that's how scalpers are able to get their hands on pallets of Pokemon cards. With the craziness of Prismatic evolutions, it's become very apparent that certain people, certain, scalpers or whatever, resellers or whatever is your preferred moniker for these folks, are able to get their hands on pallets and pallets of Pokemon cards, specifically of Prismatic evolutions and, likely others in the past, while stores are out there saying, man, we only got 20 ETBs. Yet you have these scalpers flexing online pallets of ETBs of hundreds and potentially thousands of ETBs. How is this happening? How are they actually doing this? Because it's just this weird, ambiguous question that people don't know. It's just something to get mad at. And I get it. I understand getting mad at it. And I definitely disagree with it. But there's a few key reasons that are really, really important as to how this is happening. The first reason is when you see pictures like this pop up, or you see streamers pop up that have tons of product, the reality is some of these scalpers and resellers are actual legitimate businesses. They've had businesses legitimately filed and have had distribution accounts with, distribution accounts for Pokemon for years. Potentially people that got in, 3, 4, 5 years ago, and they've been purchasing from distributors for that length of time for 3 or 4 or 5 years and have purchased enough product and enough volume for them to be able to get a pallet of something that's super, super hyped. And you might say, well, how is that possible? If you're just a scalper or you're just a streamer or you don't have an actual LGS, you can't get an account at a distributor. Yeah, you can. There's a very, very common misconception, and it'll happen in the comments. People will say you can't get an account with a distributor if you don't have an LGS. You definitely can, because certain distributors will open their accounts when they need new accounts. They'll open their accounts to streamers and to breakers and to online-only stores, places that don't have brick and mortars. And once you're in, you're in. They're not going to just kick you out. If you continue to buy product, you continue to buy product. So there are legitimate businesses that all they do is resell Pokemon cards that have gotten in with these distributor accounts under breaker accounts and under various other types of accounts that have done that for 3 or 4 years and have purchased the appropriate quantities, and now they are able to get their hands on pallets of Pokemon cards like Prismatic Evolutions. That is number one. Number two is basically, it's the one that we all know and everybody assumes, is that the stores themselves are just scalping their own product. They're getting their own allocations and they're just turning around and they're selling it at scalper prices. And while I don't like that, and I know a lot of y'all don't like that, it's not illegal, and it is something that it is their prerogative to do. There are moral and ethical questions as to if they should, but that's, neither here nor there for this specific conversation. And obviously there are a lot of stores out there that don't do this. There are a lot of stores out there that do it right. There's a lot of stores out there that provide opportunity for people to get things at MSRP. There's a lot of stores out there that go through extra steps to make sure that people can get things at MSRP on release day, like, hey, wait in line. We're going to open the box for you. We're going to cut your packs. We're going to do all these things to make sure that you really want it for yourself. You're just not trying to make money. There are plenty of stores out there doing that, but there are also plenty of stores out there that are just straight up scalping the product themselves. And obviously those stores, might have years and years and years of business built up, and they would be able to get a pallet or not get a pallet, or maybe they actually got a pallet and they just told everybody they only got 20 and they actually ended up getting a lot more. And that actually leads into the third point, and this is a very interesting one, and I can confirm that this is real because I've been offered these opportunities before and I have turned them down every single time, and these are businesses that I choose to no longer work with because I refuse to take advantage of my audience and sell things when they release at incredibly elevated prices that I don't believe to be fair. And that third thing is that there are plenty of stores out there getting their allocations and working with other people, other scalpers, other breakers, other streamers, and just basically giving them their allocations, or saying, hey, I'll give you 100 boxes. You sell them, you make, you average $150 a box, and we'll split those profits. Then they're turning around and they're making $75 a box instead of $50 a box, or they're making $100 a box instead of $50 a box when their cost basis is $30 a box. This is absolutely happening. When you go on any type of live stream or live rip show, you don't really know where the person's getting their product. And a lot of times when you see these people, like the guy that had the Prismatic Evolutions 2 or 3 weeks early on Whatnot, when you see folks like this, it's because they have an agreement with some store or somebody, and they're just giving them the product and they're selling, and then they're kind of splitting the profits behind closed doors later on. And stores would do that because it would be very easy for them to say, hey, we didn't get anything, or we got a little bit, or just be quiet about it. And then they're able to keep their reputation, and they don't get drugged through the dirt like the guy that was caught in Florida scalping and clearing out a Target that owns a store down there. And they can do this and still make their profits, and their reputation stays high and their reputation stays solid. In addition, you don't really know when you're in a live stream who is that person working for. A lot of streams that you'll be in, you're watching somebody that might have some type, or very likely does have some type of an agreement with a store, with somebody else that's supplying them profit. And then, Joe Bob's Pokemon card shop over here can give 75% of their allocation to Billy Bob Streamer over here, make a ton of profit. Nobody ever knows. As far as the community is concerned, well, he only got 50 boxes and he sold them for MSRP. Obviously, there's other backdoor deals and things that can happen. We can agree or disagree. There's moral questions, there's ethical questions, whatever the case may be. And the only thing you and I can really do about it is refuse to buy product when we deem it too expensive. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinions. Drop a comment. If you liked this video, my friends, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. It's free for you to do. Shout out to Gamers Haven. They gave me the inspiration for the third point and reminded me of some of those weird asks that I'd had in the past. And check this video out right there. YouTube says you'll like it. And like I always say, my friends, find somebody to love and serve today. Be the change you want to see in the world. See you next time.